guys know just how humble and how consistent I am about my messaging to you. You never want to get too high, you never want to get too low. Sports betting is always risky. And just in case you thought I was getting ahead of myself, one of the notes I always have here is respect the game. Respect the game. And maybe yesterday I got a little bit high on myself. We did really well on the 23rd. We did really well 2 days ago. And then yesterday happened, and it was the complete inverse. And not only did we hit on the other side of things, we had a number of things that just felt like outliers. Jordan Lyles hadn't won a game all year. The Royals hadn't won a game in which Jordan Lyles had pitched. Yesterday, the Royals win. The Angels scored 25 runs. They didn't score a run in the first inning. A run wasn't scored in the first inning. That didn't cash. And of all the hitters that didn't do well, Shohei Ohtani didn't. So we had a brutal day yesterday, but as I always do, I show you guys the results. I'm humble. I put it out there. If I'm going to give out the picks, I also want to show the results. So it was a brutal day for us. Between the last 2 days, you saw the extreme highs on the 23rd and then the extreme lows yesterday, hoping we can get back to those highs today. That said, your celebrity shots went 3 and 7. Just to review those, you kind of had a similar day to me, a bad-looking day. Top Dog went 0 and 2. LRK 425 went 1 and 1. Danny didn't hit on that Tachman home run. Zodwick went 1 and 1. Jorge went 0 and 1. Tito's Full Send went 1 and 2. We did have a couple long ball long shots today, but not nearly enough to keep us happy. Only one stolen base play. So we certainly have work to do because we want to get that bad taste out of our mouth with successful picks today. So we clear out our results as we do every single day. Learn the lessons, respect the game. Maybe we don't want to double down as much. We have had a number of double down plays. I'm looking at you, Pete Alonso. 2 days in a row, Pete Alonso has really been a pooper scooper for us, so maybe we don't want to ride with that today. So, with that said, we clear out our results. We did cash on the WNBA, so I do have some good WNBA plays to give out today, but we're looking forward to ahead. Jerry Johnson, great to have you as a part of the show and a part of the network. Mike, sorry I missed yesterday. No issue. You're all good. Jorge, 0-1. Let's bounce back today. Tito's Full Send already has a celebrity shot that we are going to put up on the big board. By the way, Tito's Full Send, it was great seeing you on YouTube yesterday. Appreciate you watching the show there. Tito's Full Send, let's get you on the celebrity bid board. And again, for all of those that are new to the show, if you want your picks thrown up on our big board, we keep track of the records every single day. By the way, I've actually got to add those records. So, we'll take care of that a little bit later. Tigers, first 5 on the run line. So, Tigers, first 5 on the run line. So, plus half a run. Tito's Full Send, you're on the big board. There you go. I see value on the Tigers money line as well at plus money. Interesting. Could you inform me on my record? Mike Oxlong, how'd you do yesterday? You went 15 and 8. I actually made the mistake just a moment ago. We're going to have to double back. I forgot to add those records. So if someone could, my guy could go back and check those celebrity shot records. Dante, great to have you in the show this morning. Great hearing from you. Mike Oxlong, you were 15 and 8. How'd you do yesterday, Mike Oxlong? I believe you split. So I think you're now up to 16 and 9, but we've got to double check that and confirm it. Okay, Alexander, great to have you in the show. Alexander, would love to know your picks today. Tito's Full Send is also throwing Mets Phillies on the over. Mets Phillies over 9 runs. Now, according to our Ballpark Pal website, when it comes to weather, that game should be looking at the over. Likelihood of runs is up. Likelihood of overall runs is up. You can see there's just going to be a lot of offense today. A lot of greenage, a lot of plus 20% probabilities. So a lot of good opportunities on the over. Runs in the first inning. Okay, we'll clean it up, Mike. No worries. The last time I was here, my picks were Ellie over half a hit. Yep. Luis Arise over half a single. Yep, you're doing well. Love the picks so far, Mike. Maybe you want to double down on those two guys today. Funny enough, Luis Rise, this is how bad a day it was yesterday in terms of random things to occur. Yesterday, Luis Rise didn't have a single, he had a home run. So if we had taken over 1.5 bases, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, it would have cashed. But we've been taking the over half a single so consistently. That speaks to just how bizarre a day it was. So we learn from it, we move on. Okay, if you want any of my picks, make sure you hit that confetti. We want to have some confetti thrown up in the air and get our picks out there to you guys. And if you want any of my long ball, long shots of the day, hit that like button. Let's get up to 2,000 likes. Alexander, Royals, White Sox, moneyline parlay. Alexander, are those your picks for today? Let us know. If you want your celebrity shot up on the big board, let us know. We did cash. I bet it. We just got the show started, but I did cash on Cubs, Cardinals, run in the first inning. So no, that didn't hit yesterday, but fortunately, it did hit today. So we do feel good about things. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Do the Royals hit good now? I don't think so. I do like the Diamondbacks to bounce back today. That'll be the first one I give out. Diamondbacks on the money line, and yes, leg of a parlay. And for me, it's because of the pitching matchup between Daniel Lynch and Tyler Glasnow. I do like Glasnow. I know that the Royals have been a thorn in our side over the last few days. Actually, someone did cash yesterday on the Royals plus 2.5, and that was Tito's full send. So well done, Tito's full send. He went 1-1 yesterday. I need to update him. He is now up to 10-11. So there you go. And by the way, Mike Oxlong, since you didn't have any picks yesterday, you are up to date at 15-8, Mike. 15-8. Not bad. LRK425 is now 10-5 after missing on his yesterday. Jorge missed yesterday as well and is now 21-10. We had a split day from Top Dog went 0-2. Top Dog went 0-2. That's rough on Top Dog, so he's now 17-14. Danny, we got to put you on the board. Danny Chen started his career out with a miss, 0-1. So Danny Chen, you are on the big board now as well. And Zodwick went 1-1. So he's now 5-4. And LRK425 went 1-1. And that should be everybody. LRK425 is now 11-6. Okay, our celebrity shots are up to date. Let's get some picks on the board. Rays on the money line, minus 250. Definitely not a play that you may want to take on its own. But Daniel Lynch, how much can we believe in the Rays to be a losing team at home? I feel like they're going to bounce back, especially with Glasnow on the mound, as I mentioned a moment ago. In his return, the ERA is a touch high, but I feel better about the fact that he's pitched well in the last two starts, really. The strikeouts per 9 really high. Probably going to jump on that. By the way, Salvador Perez on a strikeout. Can we go find that right now? That's actually a player prop bet that I'd love to put up on the board. So let me shift my screen over. Let's look for Salvador Perez over a half a strikeout. Because with those stats against Glasnow, wrong one. With those stats, they set it at 1.5. Very smart by you sports books. Very good. Yeah. Certainly wouldn't take him. This is one we might want to take on an under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I usually don't take these plays, but his history against Tyler Glasnow, 0 for 5, does have an RBI. You assume that's a sac fly, but strong strikeout percentage, I don't know. This feels like one I actually might take. Won't throw it up on my big board, but if I had to recommend something involving Salvador Perez, it would be under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 150. It's not a bad play. Let's look at Tyler Glasnow really quick on strikeouts. set at 8.5. That's very high for me, and we've actually been going towards the under on his strikeout totals. You can see how consistent it has been. By the way, this dates back to last year before his injury, but so far this year, he hasn't hit over 8.5 strikeouts. I'm going to ride this one. It's been a very consistent trend for us. We've cashed tickets on it. I like the play, and yes, you'll see the strikeouts per 9 is set at 11.72, but you're also seeing that whip is higher. So for me, what stands out is Tyler Glasnow is getting strikeouts, but he's also getting walks. He won't be in the game long enough to get to 9 strikeouts. I'm going to take the under here, so I'll put this one on the board as well. That's Tyler Glasnow under 8.5 strikeouts. I'm getting that at minus 120, so it stands on its own as a good individual play. But I also want to look at his walks, because walks allowed has been a consistent play with him. Over the implied probability, 58%, hitting 80% of the time over his last 5. And again, only 1 start since returning from the IL has he missed on this, and it was his first start. I like the over on this one as well. I'm going to take strikeouts and walks, and I think they paired together nicely, like a nice wine and a nice cheese. Tyler Glasnow, why is he going to hit the under 8.5 strikeouts? In part because he's going to throw too many pitches. Between the strikeouts and maybe a couple of walks, Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, we've talked about it. Do you really want to push a guy who's coming off of an arm injury? No, you're probably going to pull him a little bit sooner. You're not going to push his pitch limit. So I like this play on Tyler Glasnow, but I do like the Rays on the money line, in part because I like them at home after a loss. I also like them because I think the starting pitching matchup favors them. We are off and running. We have hit 2,000 likes, so let's give out a long ball long shot of the day. Thank you all for hitting that like button. The first long ball long shot of the day that I'm going to give out is going to be Taylor Ward. Yes, Taylor Ward of the Los Angeles Angels. Let's look at Ward to hit a home run. These are going to be long ball long shots of the day, so expect to see some plus odds here. And plus 475, 17% implied probability. Now, he only has a home run over his last week of games, but I love the matchup against Austin Gomber today. Gives up a lot of home runs at Coors Field. Ward hasn't faced him, but those are just some stats across the way. You see Drury does have a home run against him. Maybe someone we want to look at for a player prop bet. Renfroe 1 for 2 against him. So, some opportunity to take Taylor Ward. He's a player I like at plus 475. If we like him on a home run, we'll also look, can I get him on over half a hit? It's set at 1.5. Not what I'm looking for. How about 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? Not available. Sportsbooks are being really smart today about the number of bases. That's probably the best play. Has been a good trend. It is what I'm going to take. But you can just see, offense will be in vogue today. A lot of home runs, a lot of extra base hits. Runs should be up across the league, so expect a lot of good opportunities to take bets. I'm going to take Taylor Ward over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And again, it stands on its own at minus 140. And we are off and running, everybody. Get those picks in. Let us know what you like today. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button on our video. Really appreciate the support. If you have questions, never hesitate. We're here for all of it. Whether it's research or whether it's just a question about games, any information, lingo that we use, we're here to help you guys out in every way we can. Mike has some celebrity shots to throw up on the big board. LRK425, great to see you. Your record, now that we've updated it, is 11-6, LRK425. Let's get Mike up on the big board. Mike. Mike Oxlong is going to take Luis Arraez over half a single. He's going back to a bet that we've really liked. Burned us yesterday, though. Over half a single. He hit a home run yesterday. So if we go look at Luis Arraez, the over half a hit has become unavailable to us. Sportsbooks have gotten too smart, So we've been consistently going for other plays, and the over half a single is where we've washed out much of the time. You can look, implied probability is 68%. It's been so good, and you can see the trend as well is completely in our favor. But we were burned yesterday. Do we want to go back to that well? Didn't have the single yesterday, did have the home run. That said, the matchup against Oviedo, no previous at-bats, so nothing we can take from that. Obviously, against right-handed pitching, he is raking this year. Against right-handed pitching, he's got a 409 average. You feel like this is a good play, but because I did get burned, I am going to avoid it today. I'm not going to double down on it. I want to see him get back to the trend. So, over half a single, maybe something you want to do today, but minus 215, I would recommend if you do it, make it the leg of a parlay. Now, Mike Oxlong, LRK 425, we've already covered that. Welcome into the show. Mike Oxlong, we did talk about Glasnow over on walks. We did talk about that. You also wanted to put Fernando Tatis over half a hit up on your board. Okay, let's get Fernando Tatis trends up on our screen. Fernando Tatis looking for over half a hit. Wow, the fact that this is available at 71% implied probability. He's got a really favorable matchup against Mackenzie Gore. Yes. Is he 0 for 2 in his career against him? Yeah. Small sample size, not concerning to me. Love what I've seen. Fernando Tatis Jr., love him or hate him, he's an MVP caliber candidate right now. At home, this has been a very consistent trend. I'm riding with it. This is a no-brainer for me. Great find by Mike. Good job, Fernando. Oh, not one we had prior to the show. Fernando Tatis Jr. over half a hit. Over half a hit. Great find, Mike. Great find. Jorge, if Luis Arraez finishes the year with over a 400 batting average, is he the consensus MVP? The answer is no. I actually don't think it'll matter. I think it actually is very similar to what we saw in 1941 between Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio. So, a bit of history could repeat itself in Major League Baseball. We could have a player hit over 400 and not win the MVP. In 1941, Ted Williams hit 406 famously, but that was also the same year in which Joe DiMaggio hit 56 consecutive days, and because of that, Joe DiMaggio, who not only was the darling of America at the time, but also was beloved by the baseball sports writers in ways Ted Williams was not. Joe DiMaggio actually won the MVP that year. Interestingly enough, if Luis Arraez does hit 400 this year, I still don't think he would win the MVP, and that's because of Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani right now is doing things we've never seen in baseball. I know people compare Shohei to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth never pitched and hit at the same time, and certainly not at this rate. Shohei Ohtani right now is leading the Los Angeles Angels in every pitching and offensive category. Just let that sink in. He leads in wins, games pitched, innings pitched, obviously ERA and strikeouts, but he also leads in home runs, RBIs, hits. I mean, for one team to have a player who is literally contributing in that many different ways, if that's not a most valuable player, I don't know what is. And the fact that the Angels are having one of the best seasons they've had in years, that speaks to him truly being a standout MVP. Luis Arraez may be one of the best stories in baseball, but Shohei Ohtani, he should be the MVP, at least right now. LRK425, let's get your celebrity shot up on the big board. LRK425 is going back to the well on the Blue Jays. Fading the Oakland A's is what LRK425 loves to do. Great to have you in the show. Now, LRK425, I'm interested. Are you also going to go with the Rays? You've been doing that. We have been struggling on the Rays together over the last few. Will you double down on it and go with them again today? That's why you split yesterday. Curious. Tyler, I have Ward at 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Very interesting because we just showed it on the screen. Oh, maybe I think I got that wrong. Now, thank you for correcting me. I think I had Taylor Ward on total bases. I think I made that mistake as well. Forgive me for putting up the wrong information. Yeah, you're totally right. I meant to put up bases. Error by me. That's what we call here a butt fumble. There you go. 1.5 bases, Thank you so much, Jorge, for catching that. Or Tyler, thank you so much for catching that. LRK425, not going back to the well on the Rays. Okay, I hear you. Okay, Jorge, Ellie De La Cruz over half a hit and Yuri Perez over 5.5 strikeouts. Well, Ellie De La Cruz has a good matchup today against Charlie Morton. So if we can get him over half a hit, which we can, just look at the greenage, everybody. Just look at the greenage. This is a great matchup. Charlie Morton, veteran pitcher, but certainly doesn't have the kind of stuff that dazzle. He's not the same kind of pitcher he was a few years ago. So Ellie De La Cruz over half a hit. And yes, leg of a parlay on this one because of the minus 205. Anytime this is about minus 200 or worse, we'll recommend it's a parlay play. Now, we have that up on the board, but I'm willing to double down in a couple of ways. Ellie De La Cruz, the stolen base play has been too consistent. Plus 350 is what you can get on it. 22% implied probability. Stolen bases, and against Charlie Morton, not good at holding runners. This is a good play as well. I'll throw that in the stealing the sharing section. Ellie De La Cruz, over half a stolen base, again at plus 350. I actually think that's one of the better plays of the day that we could find given what the odds are. So if you don't do stolen base picks a lot, this is a good one with Charlie Morton on the mound. Now, we have him getting a hit. That's how he gets on base. I'd also love to see we can get over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And again, 7 straight games. If he's getting on base and we think he can get a stolen base, we like the fact that he can get home. I love the play as well. So I am doubling down on Ellie De La Cruz in a number of ways today. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. And again, just for confirmation, weather in that game, there could be some scoring, everybody. Home runs are way up. Likelihood of runs way up. I would even consider Ellie De La Cruz to hit a home run today. That is one that I would consider. I'm not going to put it up on my board, but I will show you what the odds are for him to hit a home run. 20% implied probability. That is a mark that we like. You could get it at plus 400. Now, consider the stolen base and the home run are almost coming in at the same odds. The difference in implied probability favored the stolen base. But I wouldn't be shocked if he hit a home run. 2 home runs in his last 4 games. Against right-handed pitching already this year, he has 3 home runs. And by the way, against right-handed pitching, a 4.26 average. This kid is storming the gates. He is one of the most impressive prospects we've seen in years. And that actually leads to a rant that I'd love to touch on just really quickly about what we're seeing across Major League Baseball. I want to give a big shout out to Theo Epstien. Theo Epstien saved the Boston Red Sox by delivering a world championship. He delivered a championship to the Cubs when no one thought the Cubs would finally break the curse. And now, in his time with the Major League executives and leading through his work with the commissioner, he was put in charge of the rules, figuring out a way to make baseball more entertaining, more fun, and more like the game that it was in the 20th century as opposed to maybe over the last decade. Theo, you have done it again. You are the Moses of baseball. You lead people out of the desert into the promised land, whether it's the Red Sox, the Cubs, or baseball fans in general. Because the brand of baseball that we're getting right now is some of the best that we've seen in decades. Speed, hitting, great defense, because now it's not about the laziness of a shift. Theo Epstien, thank you. Baseball is better. We had a game last night that saw 25 runs scored by one team, and yet that game didn't take 5 hours. It was actually a pretty brisk pace of a game, given how many runs were scored. Theo Epstien, a brilliant baseball mind, has done it again. Whether you like Rob Manfred, whether you like baseball at its leadership, Theo Epstien, in his role as a consultant to the commissioner and as a guide to how to make baseball better, has absolutely hit not a home run, he has hit a grand freaking slam. Theo, thank you for making baseball great again. We couldn't have done it without you. You are truly the Moses of baseball. Wanted to give a big shout out because Eli De La Cruz and what we're seeing with the Cincinnati Reds is an example of that. Speed, talent, and again, a team that is using the rules to its advantage, using stolen bases, using the opportunity to really put pressure on defenses. That is baseball at its best. I think the Reds embody it as well as almost any other team, maybe to the exception of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think the Diamondbacks use the new rules exceptionally well, and it's an example of how teams that maybe don't have the biggest budget can actually contend, because when your talent plays the right way, you can win. You can manufacture runs, you can play good defense, you can win a lot of ball games. LRK425. Oh, okay. Interesting. Mike Oxlong, can you replace Luis Arraez with Paredes over half a hit? Let's look at Paredes over half a hit. .64% implied probability, really strong trend. How about at home? 3 out of the last 4. Actually has not been as strong over the last 10, 20 games. Really interesting. By the way, I just saw a question that came in from Kick. Don't worry, I'll get to your question in just 1 second. Just diving into the Paredes pick a moment ago. So looking at Paredes against left-handed pitching this year, a 273 average, we certainly like that. It's high enough. Daniel Lynch, no stats against him. I understand why you take it. I'm not going to follow on this one, but that said, that is what Mike wants us to change it to for his celebrity shot. We're more than happy to oblige. So let's get Mike's first pick of Luis Arraez off the board. And Paredes. Mike, here's the only thing I'll ask. Keep track of both of those today. I'd be curious to know if you have any changer's remorse on this one after the fact. Okay, let's get to that question from Kick. By the way, I know we have another question from Top Dog we need to get to. So, Top Dog, we'll actually get to yours right away because yours is relevant. This game goes off in a half hour. So first, Top Dog, yes, a pick that I love today, and I'll put it at the top of my board, is Twins, Tigers, no run in the first inning. The probability of a run in the first inning is 42.8%. That's the lowest of any game across baseball. I'm also going to double down on this game. I like the Twins on the money line, and let me explain why. Starting pitcher today of the Minnesota Twins is Bailey Ober. Ober on the road this year, 2-1 record, but his ERA is only 1.96, incredibly impressive. Through 18 1/3 innings, he's only allowed 1 home run, 4 walks to 19 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting just 185 against him. Twins on the money line is a play I like. I'll show it to you on the odds up here. Again, this game is going off at 12:10, so pay attention, everybody, because we're closing in on the start time for this one. -120, love that. Now, the trend not in our favor coming off a road loss, but again, I'm really about Bailey Ober. Now, the stats I gave you were on the road. You can see his stats overall. Right now, he's an all-star. I think he's worthy of it. By the way, Tyler, hi June to you. Appreciate that gift. But just looking at this really quickly, and Bailey Ober, countered by Michael Lorenzen. I'm not as crazy about him. I know he's brought that ERA down, but I prefer the Twins today. Against right-handed pitching, not great numbers. No real stats against Lorenzen. Twins against Bailey Ober are limited. Against right-handed pitching, only one guy who's really hitting well. That said, if we are looking at this game from a weather perspective, where does this game shake out? On the lower end, and you can see overall home runs down in this game, which is a rarity across baseball, and likelihood of runs just a tick up. But expectation is not a lot of runs to be scored in this one. I'm kind of curious as well what the over-under is on this game. I'd be willing to jump on this, but not at the under 7.5. Want to take an alternative line. You guys know Butt Fumble Sports is all about the alternative lines. Under 9 is probably the best at -190. I'll throw that one out there. If it gets to 9, it's a push for us. I'll take it. Twins, Tigers, under 9. And while we're at it, let's look at covers.com. Under, over kind of split, over on those two. But the under is a strong trend when these two teams meet in Detroit. So that's a good trend we like there. A couple of good trends that follow along with what we're finding in our research. Starting pitching matchup as well. All kind of leads to the conclusion of no run in the first inning. We'll take the Twins on the money line, and we'll take the under 9 runs, everybody. Now, let's get to that question on kick. Fonz 4-5, great to have you following on us on our show. Did Houston get a new pitcher? They've been saying they got someone from the O's. Interesting. We'll do our research on that one. We'll put our man behind the scenes on it to see if we have any data behind that, or any information behind that, rather. Saying a Houston Astros trade. No one major, I'm hearing. No one major. One day ago. Yeah. Spencer Watkins. Yeah, no one of note that's really standout worthy. So yes, a trade was made, but nothing that really Fonz that like really stands out as something that really catches our attention. This isn't a blockbuster trade. We really haven't hit that time of the year yet. We are closing in on it. We're obviously about 5 weeks away rather, from the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. But what I'm seeing so far, no, not a big trade. Great to have all of you in the show. Stroman left the game with an injury. Oh, that's concerning. He has been so good for the Cubs recently. Just checking out all of your comments on TikTok Live. Here are our picks. We do have another pick that I want to give out. Let's give out another pick, and we will go back to the Angels and Rockies. Angels and Rockies, and I know, we should learn from our mistakes, right? After all of that offense yesterday and no run in the first inning, we're still going back to the well. Yes to a run in the first inning. The likelihood of a run in the first inning for Angels and Rockies, 64.5%. So giving out that pick for all of those watching. Mike Paredes was over half a base, not a hit. Oh, it's bases? Okay. You guys are throwing in a lot of comments. I love it. Just losing some track of some of these picks. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is starting to get hot, Jorge. Let's look at Vlad Guerrero Jr. and let's do our research. Is he a good pick today? He has started to cook. After not having a home run in Toronto all season, he has home runs in back-to-back games. The pitching matchup today against Luis Medina, you can see dog poop on the mound, everybody. 1-6 record, a 7.01 ERA, high whip as well. Now, against right-handed pitching this year, Vlad Guerrero Jr., 270 average, 11 home runs. And again, he's starting to find it. So do I like him on a home run today? No, not enough. I don't think he'll have a home run 3 straight days. If he does, wow, what a streak that would be. But hits, runs, and RBIs, they've already shifted it to over 2.5. Don't like that. What about total bases at 1.5? This I'll take. Starting to feel better about what he's putting together. 3 out of his last 4 games. Like the matchup as well. So I will throw out Vlad Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 bases. Okay, so we got him up on the board. Let's also look at hits. I doubt that it'll be half a hit. If it is, it's a parlay play. It's 1.5, just in case you guys were wondering. Look at over half an RBI. Let's check it out for him. Over half an RBI. 52% implied probability. Not a strong trend other than the home runs, so wouldn't ride with it. Wouldn't ride with it. Gurriel and Torres, utility and fantasy. Let's look at Gurriel. Can we get him over half a hit? Yes, we can. Very good play. Decent trend over the last 7 games. Now the pitching matchup. down to half. That kind of actually gets me a little bit concerned about it. I'm not going to touch Gurriel, especially at a minus 269. Nope. Now, Gleyber Torres, he may be different for me. Over half a hit, 71% implied probability. Has gone on a bit of a cold streak. 0 for his last 2 games. Against Nathan Eovaldi, lifetime. Torres, bad numbers. Bad numbers. 194 average in plenty of at-bats. So those are 2 players I wouldn't touch today. Gurriel and Torres. Don't know where you came up with them. But not players that I would take today. No, no, no. Oh, Yuri Perez over 5.5. Over 5.5. Let's look at Yuri Perez over 5.5 strikeouts. Make sure you're hitting that like button, everybody. If you're watching on Kick, Twitch, or YouTube, hit the like button on our video. And if you're watching on TikTok Live, hit that like button as many times as you can. Once we get up to 6,000 likes, we will give out another pick. Also give out a long ball, long shot of the day because we're due on that. Yuri Perez, strong in his last 3 games on hitting over 5.5 strikeouts. His strikeouts per 9, 9.88, like that. Still have the same line as we've had when it opened. Pirates against right-handed pitching this year. We're looking at this right-hand column. Some lower numbers than we'd like. Bay, Marcano, Zawinski's higher. Davis, who just got his career started, so we're not looking too much at that. By the way, Joe Warren, thank you for sharing the channel. We will give out a stolen base pick in a moment. How about Yuri Perez? How has he been at home? 3 out of the last 4. The 1 miss was against the A's. I'm sure we were taking on that. I kind of like the play. Don't think there's an alternative line. Yeah, over 4.5. But I like this one. Yuri Perez over 5.5. I would throw this up on my board. There you go. Another pick that we got up on the screen for you. Zodwick, good morning. Fun fact, I'm 5-1 in plays you don't like and 0-3 in plays we agree with. Can we get some winning plays between us today? Maybe not, Zodwick. Maybe on plays in which we differ. Those are the ones you should be riding with the most. And kind of speaks to one of the things we talk about. When everyone likes the same play, maybe you want to fade the public. So maybe there are times where we're on board on the same play, and it would be better to actually take the plus odds. And I admit, you shouldn't always follow us. Sometimes we're following data and following right into a hole. And what I'll say is, data is there for us. You guys should make the picks off of what you guys believe. If you want to follow our data and trends, that's up to you. If you want to fade us, we believe that you guys are just here to learn. We're not trying to force you into one play versus another. Tyler, it was so funny. Between Ronald Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani, their 2 teams scored a ton of runs, and yet because of their performances, we missed on like 4 different tickets. So yes, very painful. Let's look at Corbin Burns, everybody. Oh, let's get Joe Warren. We have some work to do before that. Let's get Joe Warren up on the board. Joe Warren's celebrity shot up on the board. By the way, just in case you guys aren't aware of this, this might give you guys some insight because you guys ask questions. Every time I go to my big board, I can't see the comments on TikTok Live for a minute. So because of that, if you guys put comments in while I'm writing here, sometimes I'll miss some of them. So just a note. Michael Lorenzen over 4.5 strikeouts. Michael Lorenzen over 4.5 strikeouts. For Joe Warren, let's look at it very quickly. For the Detroit Tigers, on strikeouts, 4.5. The over does have a really strong implied probability. Not as strong a trend. However, the Minnesota Twins are a high strikeout team. I actually do like this play that Joe Warren's put up on the board because despite the stats, you may go, oh, the trend isn't there, but actually we've learned the Twins have the highest strikeout rate in baseball. I do like this play based off of what we're going to see from the Twins, more so than Lorenzen. 4.5. I'm going to ride with this one too. And again, that's based off of the Twins having such a high strikeout rate. Michael Lorenzen over 4.5 strikeouts. Do like that one. Good call, Joe Warren. You did your research on that. LRK425, you've been throwing so many comments in the chat and responding to people, we lost track of your question. That's why that happened. So, we will look at Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez, over half a strikeout, 73% implied probability, 3 straight games. Yeah, we're going to ride with it. You finally convinced us, LRK425, that Julio Rodriguez, over half a strikeout, is a strong play. And this is made even stronger because of his matchup against Kyle Bradish. He does have a strikeout against him, 1 for 2 lifetime. But yes, we do like the play. It's minus 250, so it's the leg of a parlay. There you go, LRK425. Theodore Blair, let us know if you want that to be your celebrity shot of the day. Let's do Corbin Burns, and then I'm going to give out my picks, because I owe you guys some picks, but we've been getting a lot of good questions in. I love the comments on TikTok Live and on YouTube and Twitch and Kick, so wanted to do that. Corbin Burns, I know that the trend shows it's good, but the implied probability has me avoiding it, so not going to touch it, not going to touch it. By the way, Josh Naylor, 1 for 2, and other than that, no real stats against him. Jose Ramirez, interestingly enough, 0 for 6 against Corbin Burns with a couple of strikeouts. We usually would love Jose Ramirez on over half a hit, probably still do. Over half a hit's going off at 74% implied probability. Really good trend, even though he doesn't have good stats against him. But I'm kind of curious about over half a strikeout, given his history. You could get this at minus 110. I'm not going to throw it on the board, but just after we saw the stats that he had against the starting pitcher he's facing, just something of note. Just something of note. Okay. Appreciate all of you being with us. We have some work to do right now. We have some picks to give out. Zodwick just gave out his celebrity shot of the day. And Zodwick, I'm so glad that you're taking Pete Alonso, because I am not, which means you're probably going to cash on this, Zodwick, because as you just said, when we tail each other, you tail me or I tail you, hasn't been working out. I have been burned by Pete Alonso now 2 days in a row, which means he's definitely going to hit today. He's definitely going to hit. Over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. But Pete Alonso, you've let me down 2 days in a row. I'm not going back to the well until someone else tells me there's water in it. So Zodwick, congratulations on what will probably be a cash ticket, since I'm not following you on this one today. Okay, we have some more celebrity shots to put up on the big board. Let's get Top Dog up there, and then I'll give out another one of my picks. Again, every time you guys hit the live button, that confetti on TikTok Live, we give out one of my picks. We also have to give out a long ball, long shot of the day. Top Dog is taking Blue Jays on the run line, minus 1.5. That's Blue Jays, minus 1.5. Interesting that you're going in that direction. Let's look at it. Blue Jays on the run line, everybody. Minus 1.5. The starting pitching matchup, we already talked about Luis Medina, but on the other side for the Toronto Blue Jays, UC Kikuchi, 6-2 record, has brought that ERA down below 4 now. Whip still a touch high, 1.29, getting better over the course of the year. Oakland hitters against Kikuchi, only Diaz, is it Alamis Diaz? I'm probably pronounced the first name wrong, but 263 average. Against left-handed pitching, a couple of guys have good numbers. Estuary Ruiz, who I do like today, I'll actually put him up on the board in just a second. Perez, Rooker, so a couple of guys have good numbers against left-handed pitching in that A's lineup. On the other side, against right-handed pitching, Bo Bichette, 315, Merrifield, 298, Kiermaier, 279, and once again, as we mentioned, look out for Vlad Guerrero Jr. He's on a hot clip. So, interesting play. I do like the Blue Jays on the money line. I'll throw that out there. That's at minus 269. So, you might want to parlay that with like Rays on the money line. Pair those two together. I will take Rays on the money line after taking the starting pitching matchup. So, throwing it up there. Oh, wrong one. Blue Jays. My bad. Blue Jays on the money line. And again, if you see these little hats next to it, it means I like it as a leg of a parlay. I like it as a leg of a parlay, everybody. Okay, but I wanted to give out a stealing is sharing pick of the day. Estuary Ruiz. of the Oakland A's. You just saw good numbers against the starting pitcher that he'll be facing. Looking for a stolen base. Only plus 125, 44% implied probability. If you don't know, this guy's one of the best stolen base artists in all of baseball. By the way, thank you so much, guys, for the gifts. We have a lot of picks to give out now. Thanks for those gifts and that confetti. Got some confetti in my hair. Okay, I do want to give out an over half a hit play as well, if it's available. Yes, it is. Bingo. This is going to be the leg of a parlay at minus 260, but do like this play, everybody. So Estuary Ruiz on over half a stolen base. I also had this one prior to the show. Estuary Ruiz over half a hit. Over half a hit. So Vlad Guerrero Jr., someone we've got our eye on for over 1.5 bases. We also have Estuary Ruiz over half a hit. Also want to see, where's Bo Bichette? Where's Bo Bichette? 1.5 hits. But looking at 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is another play that I like, but it's not available. I was looking at this last night, was hoping it would become available. Over 1.5 bases is the best play. Very consistent. Love the matchup against a bad right-handed pitcher. So Bo Bichette over 1.5 bases will be another play that I'm throwing up on my board. Boom. So there's another pick for you guys. We are about to drop a ton of picks. Thank you guys for hitting up all of those confetti gifts. So we have a bunch of picks to give out. Thank you so much, Macy Toru, for giving that. We do want to put up Zodwick's. Oh, you're taking the under Pete Alonso. That makes more sense. Sorry about that, Zodwick. You're taking the under 1.5. Pete Alonso's been burning you enough so that you're taking the under. Okay, and you're also taking Royce Lewis over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That's Royce Lewis over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Want to make sure that I got that one right. Yep. Okay. Quickly looking at Royce Lewis, and then I'll get back to giving out my picks. One and a half, good implied probability, good trend. No stats against Lorenzen, but good stats overall for him. 3.04 average against right-handed pitching. I want to tail this one as well, so unfortunately, I like this one as well, Zodwick. Probably means it's not going to end up cashing for you, because I do like the pick at over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Can I get him on over half a hit, though? Nope, it's 1.5. Can I get him on anything else? Bases, 1.5. Nope, not a good implied probability. So hits, runs, and RBIs is the play, and I am going to ride with it. So unfortunately for you, I do like the play that you found. Royce Lewis over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. Keep track of it. See if I'm hurting you by tailing, Zodwick. We'll be curious. Maybe you want to get off the play now. Joe Warren, you're also taking Ellie De La Cruz. Okay, Joe Warren, Ellie De La Cruz over half a hit. I bet that's going to be a very popular play today for a number of you guys. Okay. People are all making memes about Doyle clutch home run to lead the game by only 23 left. That's very funny. Look at the A's during day games. LRK, how about you look that up and share that with us? We're going to give out some picks right now. How about you look that up for us while we give out some picks? Got some picks to give out, and they are going to be a bunch of first inning run plays. So get ready, everybody. First one I'm going to give out is going to be Mets, Phillies, yes to a run in the first inning. Yes to a run in the first inning for Mets and Phillies, seeing that at 57.8%. Next one that I'm going to give out, this one burned us yesterday. We're going back to the well. Actually, no. I got burned too bad on it. I was going to say Rangers, Yankees, yes to a run in the first inning, but Evaldi, Garrett Cole, I know it has a good implied probability, but I'm not going to touch it. What I will touch, though, is Braves, Reds, yes to a run in the first inning. That one I will do. We'll touch on that game a little bit later. Also, Pirates, Marlins, get ready, no run in the first inning. No run in the first inning on that one. We have one more pick to give out. One more pick to give out to say thank you for that confetti that was thrown in there on our live goal. And I'm going to give out the Sky alternative line plus 10.5, you could get that at minus 210. So it is the leg of a parlay. That's the Sky, Chicago Sky. And I'm taking the alternative line. You could get it 10.5 at minus 205. You could also get it, by the way, at plus 8.5 at minus 150. I'll actually do both. One's the leg of a parlay. One is not. One is not. So there you go. We have just hit 10,000 likes. We've got some long ball long shots of the day to give out, everybody. Make sure you're paying attention now. We've got another long ball long shot of the day. Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers does not have a career home run against Dylan Cease, the starting pitcher of the White Sox today, but he does have good numbers against him. Rafi Devers on a home run today. 29% implied probability, everybody. Additionally, if we go to the weather for that game, the likelihood of home runs is greater in that game than in any other across baseball. 32%. So that's why I like it so much. If we look at Rafi Devers, White Sox are actually having a bullpen game. Forgive me. White Sox are having a bullpen game. So don't worry about this Banks being a left-handed pitcher. That actually isn't concerning. I saw Dylan Cease on covers.com a little bit earlier, but I just remembered that it's a bullpen game for them. Anyways, looking at the Red Sox against Banks, Devers 0 for 1, not concerned about it. Again, this is about a bullpen game. This is about a bullpen game for Chicago in great weather conditions. That's why we like it. Plus 285. Also, can I get him on over half a hit for Rafi Devers? Nope. 1.5. So, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? Nope. Sports books have been smart today. They're not giving too many good opportunities. Only other one would be on bases. Over 1.5. I actually would take this. He's starting to find his stroke. So I will take Rafi Devers over 1.5 bases. Boom. Another pickup on the board. Let's give out another long ball long shot of the day. And I am going to take Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton has good numbers against Nathan Eovaldi. I know that he's been struggling a little bit. By the way, a little bit might be a massive understatement, but I expect good weather in this one. 23% implied probability on the home runs. And against Nathan Eovaldi, Stanton, 4 home runs lifetime. The average is less what I'm focused on. It's the 4 home runs and the 31 at-bats. I will take Stanton in this one. Now, I'm not going to take him. It's only on over half a hit or over half a base where I take him as well. Over half a hit, 65%. You may not want to take that. Over 1.5 bases isn't really available. So if there was anything else, over half a hit or over half an RBI. Over half an RBI. I know it's at 39%, but I'm just thinking of a sac fly. That's the only other thing I could consider taking with Giancarlo Stanton. But for me, it actually is just more about the over half a home run. I'm willing to take those odds. Again, this is actually probably as good a place as you'll get him on home runs at plus 340. Usually he's closer to the plus 300 range, so better opportunity there. Getting a lot of confetti. Love it. Jake Fraley. Tyler, you're asking about Jake Fraley. Oh, that's a good one. Jake Fraley is someone I do want to have up on my big board today. Jake Fraley. And looking at him on home runs, 15% implied probability. Not putting him up there, just making note of it because I think he could have one today. But over half a hit is available. Really strong trend, everybody. Love this play. Jake Fraley, this play can stand on his own at minus 175. That's one of the reasons I really like this play. So, I know he has limited sample size against Morton and has struggled 0 for 3. That's not concerning me enough. Jake Fraley is on a hot streak, playing really well, especially against right-handed pitching at home. Love the play. Over half a hit. I would take this one. Good find. Good find. And just over half a hit at minus 175. That's a good play. How about 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs? Do I like that as much? Not as much given his history against Morton. I prefer the over half a hit. You see the implied probability not in our favor on this one, even though the trend is. So I like the over half a hit. Not crazy about over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. LRK425, you're taking the entire Braves team on a hit. Okay, interesting play. Appreciate all of those with us, all those who are putting their celebrity shots up on the big board. If you want your celebrity shot on the big board, just write in the comment section, my celebrity shot or my celebrity pick. Get it up on the big board. Would love to see it. Ryan Nelson over 2.5 earned runs. Let's look at that. Then I'll give out a few more of my picks. By the way, that first game that's starting Twins and Tigers, that second game of the day, the other game is in London. By the way, that's 6-4 Cardinals right now in London. Look at earned runs. Over 2.5 does have a strong implied probability and has been a good trend over his last 5 starts. And he got rocked by the Giants in an earlier start this year. Giants against him, really good numbers. Really good numbers. This is a good find as well. I like this one. I will throw this one up on my big board as well. Like this call, I will take Ryan Nelson over 2.5 earned runs. Interesting play. Now, let's also see what we can get on over walks. Over walks allowed for him. 1.5, good implied probability at 64%. Good trend. I will ride this one as well. So Ryan Nelson, over 1.5 walks allowed. There you go. Okay, appreciate all of those being in the show. We are 1 hour into our show, everybody, with 1 hour left to go. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun watching the show. If you love the content, if you want to support the channel and the Butt Fumble Sports community, make sure you're part of the community. Hit that like button, hit that follow button. Make sure you follow Butt Fumble Sports. That way you never miss a show. You never miss our content. You can always engage with us. We're live right now on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. No matter the platform, write in your comments. Also, if you want our picks, hook us up with that live goal of confetti, or hit that like button as many times as you can, and we'll give out picks along the rest of the way. Drop CES. Mike, CES, help me out here. Who's CES? LRK425, yeah, the research is there. Okay, Macy Toru, you have a pick to give out. Let's get Macy Toru. By the way, I believe this is the first time that Macy is putting a celebrity shot on the big board. Certainly hook us up with enough confetti to warrant plenty of time up here on the big board. But welcome to Celebrity Shots. Let's see. First one is Bryce Harper over half a home run. Love that call. Bryce Harper over half an RBI, forgive me. And the other is Phillies on the money line. Love the ideas on both of those. Macy, you are on to something here. Let's look at the game first. Phillies. Where are these guys? Here they are. Phillies have the better starting pitcher on the mound. Phillies, by the way, have been the hotter team over the last 10 games. So that certainly is something we like. On the other side, it's Carlos Carrasco, who did have a good start in his first outing this year against the Phillies, but he's being opposed by Zach Wheeler, who's just a better starting pitcher. So between the two, I do like Zach Wheeler more. Lifetime against Zach Wheeler. Couple guys with stats. Tony Pham. Pete Alonso really rakes against him. Maybe this is the day to take Pete Alonso, but we were saying that the last 2 days. Starling Marte, he's actually someone I do like today. But interesting that you like the Phillies on the money line. I do as well. Not throwing it up on my big board, but I do like the Phillies as well. You also brought up Bryce Harper. Let's dive into some player props. First one's going to be Bryce Harper, and yes, I do like Harper today, and not only do I like him, I really like him. I'm taking him on a home run. He's homerless over his last 10 games. You could say he's due. I won't necessarily say that, but really good numbers lifetime against Carlos Carrasco. Despite not having a home run, really good numbers. So yes, I am taking Bryce Harper on a home run, plus 330. Let me put it up on my big board. Bryce Harper for over half a home run. And again, the weather in that game when it comes to home runs, likelihood of home runs is up 28% and going out to right center. So exactly in his swing path, in his hit path, where he likes to pull the ball, that works perfectly with the weather. Good stats against Carlos Carrasco. Can we get him on over half a hit? No way, right? Yeah, because it's 1.5. How about total hits, runs, and RBIs? Nope. It's going to have to be total bases. I still would take this, though. It's a bad implied probability, but I would still take this because I think at worst he gets a double. I like the play. I know you were asking about RBIs, so we'll look at that one as well. But Bryce Harper, over 1.5 bases, I do like. Now looking at over half an RBI, not a great implied probability. I don't hate on it, just not going to take it. Plus 120 on it, I don't think it's a bad play, actually. I think it's a really interesting call. Kyle Klein. Kyle Klein has a celebrity shot to throw up on the big board. Let's get Kyle Klein up on the big board. Kyle, your celebrity shot is going to be... Oh, you have two? Okay. Let's get him up here. Rangers on the money line. Interesting. Against the Yankees and Garrett Cole. Don't feel as strongly as you do about it. And Astros on the money line. Astros on the money line. Oh. There you go. There are your picks up there, Kyle. Welcome to the big board. If you guys have celebrity shots that you want up on our screen, we keep track of them every day, as well as your celebrity shot record, so you can play along at home. Make sure you get them up on the big board screen right now by throwing in the comment section my celebrity pick or my celebrity shot. Mike Oxlong, CES, you just can't bank on him. He's still in the minors, so you can't trust on it. Cubs are selling Stroman out due to the injury. Might mess up my first bet of the day. Tito's full send. Sorry about that. Oh, wow. We've hit those like buttons like crazy. So we have more picks to give out. Macy Toru, like what you came together with those picks. Like what you put together. Let's go look at Starling Marte. We looked at that trend a moment ago, and he has good numbers against Zach Wheeler. Starling Marte, I was looking at him for a stolen base today. Good implied probability. I'm throwing him up on my board for a stolen base. And if I like him on a stolen base, he's got to get on base. So can we get over half a base? Nope, it's 1.5. How about on hits? Bingo. Over 1.5 hits. It is available. It has been a decent trend over the last 10 games. I like the play. Again, this is going to be the leg of a parlay. That's Starling Marte. Over half a hit. And that's a leg of a parlay, everybody. Okay, we have more picks to give out. We're going to go to the WNBA to give out some more picks. Next one I'm going to give out is going to be Chicago Sky, Connecticut Sun. And we are taking under 166.5. Under 166.5. Let's go over to that game. Let's look at it. Sky, Sun. Again, you're going, hey, but Fumble Sports, what do you mean 166.5? Well, I can get the alternative lines like crazy. Didn't mean to put it. It needs to be 162.5. My bad. 162.5. Yeah, my bad. That said, do like this trend here. The under, the fact I could get the alternative line to 175, that's a good play. And again, the trends I'm actually going off of are on covers.com. If I go to the WNBA on covers.com and I look up this Sky Suns game, under, strong trend in the previous 5 meetings between the two teams. The under, strong trend for the Sky. The under, strong trend for the Sun. So the trends all suggest the under. I'll take the alternative line to make it a little bit easier on myself. Under 162.5 is the play for the Sky and the Sun. A very weather-based pick. Hope you guys are having fun. Jake Fraley over half a base. Mike, if we can find it, I love it. If you can get it, I like it because I took Jake Fraley over half a hit. So if I like him over half a hit, I like him over half a base. Quickly, let's just show that really fast. Starling Marte, or I didn't mean to do that. Jake Fraley, over half a base. Yeah, 64% implied probability, minus 175. I'll take it on both. I will take it on both. So, doubled up on Jake Fraley. Michael Harris over half a hit. I know you guys were asking about a lot of these Braves players, so let's look at them. We'll start with Michael Harris the second, but then we'll look at a bunch of them, because I know LRK425 was curious about it. 1.5 not available as a play, or over half isn't available, so 1.5 not attractive to us. Hits, runs, RBIs, no. Total bases, no. You're going to find this across a lot of these Braves matchups today. A lot of these Braves props are not going to be in our favor. Let's look at Ronald Acuna Jr. Didn't have a great day yesterday. Do we think he bounces back? 1.5 hits, not a good play. 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is a good play according to the implied probability. Burned us yesterday. Hasn't been a great trend against the starting pitcher today. By the way, yuck. Yuck. I know that's in small sample size, but oh my God, that is some awful statage right there. Against right-handed pitching, Ronald Acuna Jr. hitting .331. I'm going to take it. If I didn't learn my lesson yesterday, I guess I'm not going to learn it today. Ronald Acuna Jr. over 2.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. It's the best one to take with him. If you wanted to take 1.5 bases, I wouldn't. Oh, it's 2.5. Definitely not. Definitely not. So 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is the best play to take for Ronald Acuna Jr. Let's look at Matt Olson. Matt Olson has been on a home run tear over the last couple of days. Looking at him to get a home run today, 36% implied probability. But look at the odds, plus 150. That's how bad that is. Now, home runs, he is just raking. He is absolutely on fire hitting home runs. So for me, might be one you want to consider. I'm not crazy about it just because the odds aren't worth the risk. Let me look at it on hits, runs, and RBIs. Set at 2.5. Does have the strong trend. That I am going to take. So I will also take Matt Olson. We rarely take it on over 2.5, but these are two plays that I like. The trends are there. The matchup is there. The weather is there. All three things pointing to the fact that runs are going to be in abundance. Home runs are going to be in abundance. I will ride with it. So Matt Olson, you made our big board once again. LRK425, I'm feeling daring. I'm taking a rise to record a hit. Ellie to record a hit and money line. Okay. Okay, you're putting in a parlay. Interesting. So LRK425 getting a little cheeky, finding ways around our rules. Interesting. So a rise over half a hit plus Ellie de la Cruz over half a hit plus Blue Jays on the money line. Interesting. Okay, you are on the big board with a parlay. There you go. There you go. On the board. If you have a celebrity shot that you want up on the big board, let us know. Santander. Why a tittle. Way to come through. That is a player I like, and not just anywhere on the big board, but you know where. Anthony Santander. I like to hit a home run today. Was waiting to give this one out. Great call by Y.A. Tittle 24 right here. Anthony Santander owns this matchup. Taking him on a home run, 20% implied probability, plus 40%, or plus 400 rather. And this has been a hot trend. He's been hitting home runs, everybody. And against George Kirby, really good numbers. 3 for 6 with a home run as well. Love the matchup that he has. Weather, by the way, in that one, also blowing out exactly in the swing path, the ball path that we like for Anthony Santander, out to right, right center. Probability up on home runs for that one. Love the play. Can we get him on over half a hit? No, because the sports books are smart enough. Hits, runs, and RBIs, no-brainer for us. Absolutely taking this one. Minus 145. Don't even sweat it. Anthony Santander over 1.5 hits, plus runs, plus RBIs. You may also want to consider over 1.5 bases, to be honest. Over 1.5 bases, good trend. Again, really good trend. So might want to consider it. I'm not taking it, but it's going off at minus 110. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. Okay, we have a bunch of picks up on our board, everybody. Here are the picks. Doghouse Breaks 2. Here you go. We'll scroll through all of the picks right now. If you guys love watching our show, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. Here we go, everybody. The picks we've given out so far. MLB game picks, first inning run plays. Some player prop bets. We have more WNBA game picks to give out. We have 4 more WNBA picks to give out. Long ball, long shots of the day. We already have 5 players up there. Stealing the sharing plays. I actually have a few more to give out as well. I'll give one out right now. We also have our celebrity shots up on the board. If you guys want your favorite picks of the day thrown up on our big board, just write in the comment section my celebrity shot or my celebrity pick, and we will throw it up on the board. Shout out to all of those who are watching, no matter the platform, Twitch, Kick, TikTok Live, or YouTube. So appreciate you being a part of this Butt Fumble Sports community. Let's give out a stealing a sharing pick of the day. Another one that we're going to give out. We'll give out Travis Jankowski. Travis Jankowski of the Texas Rangers. Garrett Cole, not great at holding runners. Travis Jankowski. Oh, is he available? Jankowski, not available. Okay, rip him off the board. If I'm not seeing him, we won't ride with him. Let's go back to Wander Franco. Wander Franco, Daniel Lynch, starting pitcher for the Royals today. Wander Franco was one of the few players who really cashed for us consistently yesterday. We thought he would have a big game coming off his benching. 28% implied probability on the stolen base, plus 254. Love the odds, love the opportunity to take him. So, Wander Franco, up on our big board. If we like him to get on base, he's got to get on base. So, hits, 1.5, not crazy about that. How about on total bases? 1.5, not crazy about that either. Hits, runs, and RBIs is the only one we like. 61% implied probability. Don't look at the trend too much over the last few days. I just like what I'm seeing in the matchup against Daniel Lynch. Against left-handed pitching. Against left-handed pitching this year, 310 average. So I'm going to take Wander Franco over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs as well. Okay, going to the bottom of the first. In that, are we going to the bottom of the first in that Twins game? I believe we are. By the way, the score right now in the Cardinals and Cubs is 7-4. 7-4. And it's unfortunate a little bit because we thought there would be a lot of offense yesterday and not as much as we thought. Today, the over has hit. So the over that we took, I took it at 10.5. We didn't put that in the show, obviously, because we came on after it started, and we don't want to be someone who claims something on the board that isn't there. But I bet this game earlier, so do like the fact it's already hit over 10.5. Feel good about the way we're starting the day. Okay, let's get to Will Smith. Let's see if Will Smith slaps a single today or slaps a hit. Oh. You see what I did there? Yeah. You'd have to be under a rock to be able to miss that one. Okay, over half a hit for Will Smith. Really good implied probability. This is a good find. This is a good find. Good job, Jorge. I hope everyone appreciates not just what we do here, but those in the comments section, those who watch the show every day. They bring the research. So impressed by what you guys bring. You guys are bringing your research every single day. Jorge doing a great job. By the way, how's Jorge doing on his celebrity shots? 21-10, everybody. 21-10. So Jorge doing good work, finds a good play. Will Smith over half a hit. You can put it on the board. Yes, sir. Over half a hit for Will Smith. Great call, Jorge. Great call. Let's see. Jorge, do you have... Jorge, we're still waiting on that celebrity shot. Feels like Will Smith over half a hit could make an appearance. Let us know, Jorge. If you're watching on YouTube right now, throw in your celebrity shot of the day or any questions you may have. If you're watching our Kick or Twitch, never hesitate to ask a question. We always love doing research to help you guys out. Is over half a hit on FanDuel. Over half a hit is available on FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, and BetMGM. So Boss Lady Murr, you are in luck. All 4 of these sports books offer the over the half a hit play. One thing I did fail to do just a moment ago, which I've got to correct now, is this is a parlay play. This is a leg of a parlay. For those that are new to the show, every time you see this symbol next to a pick, it means the odds are a bit too long to take it on its own, so we would add it as a leg of a parlay. I recommend at most parlays should be 3 or 4 legs. Don't get too nutty with it, but these are ways you can bring some of these longer shot bets a little bit closer into the plus money range. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let us know if you have feedback. Would love to hear about it. But what's it under? I would think it's under like a player prop or offensive player prop. LRK425 giving us a good indication. We have cashed, everybody. We are 1-0 on our picks today. Twins, Tigers, you can put it on the board. Yes, sir. We have cashed. No run in the first inning, so off to a fast start. That is what we're here for. Bing bong. Let's go. A cashing ticket. Let's go. Great way to start the day. LRK425. Thank you for keeping us up to date on that. We have cashed a ticket, everybody. So off to a hot start. And in my personal bets, I bet the over in the London game, over 10.5. That cashed. This first run inning has cashed. I bet a first run in the Cubs-Cardinals. That cashed. So as bad as I was yesterday, feeling hot today, let us go. Respect the game. Hopefully it comes back our way. Jorge, curious to know. Yep, Jorge is making that his first celebrity shot of the day. Is Will Smith over half a hit? Jorge is taking Will Smith over half a hit. And by the way, I don't care if your celebrity shots are chalky. That's up to you guys. But if you want a chalky play up on the board and your name next to it, that's fine by me. No hesitation there. Boss Lady, hope you're having fun watching the show. Boss Lady, if you have more questions, don't hesitate to throw them in the chat. Jorge, you're asking about Xander Bogaerts over half a strikeout. Let's look at Xander Bogaerts over half a strikeout. And then we'll go to one of my favorite plays of the day. So on strikeouts, wrong one. I always do that. Over half a strikeout, 67% implied. Wow, that is consistent. Against Mackenzie Gore, lifetime, he does have a home run. He is 1 for 3 with a couple strikeouts and a home run. So very interesting. I could see Xander Bogaerts breaking out of the slump a little bit, but the over half a strikeout is a very good play. Not going to put it on my board. But a very interesting play. Xander Bogaerts over half a strikeout. Jorge, not hating on it. Here are all of our picks up on our board right now, with about 40 minutes left of our show. By the way, when our show does conclude at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will throw all of these picks up on our website so that way you can see all of them and check them out. I'll actually probably jump off the air a little bit early, and that way you guys can see these picks on our website in case we miss anything. And if you guys are wondering what our website is, as you guys see what all the picks are, our website is buttfumblesports.com. Here are all the picks for you guys. Our website is buttfumblesports.com. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, hit this blog page. We'll bring up our DFS lineup of the day, our favorite pitchers and hitter matchups of the day. Anthony Santander, Bailey Ober, Ellie De La Cruz. Not surprised to see these cover faces. They're on our big board. So if you want to get all of our picks, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. We will post those right after the show concludes. Julian, trade DJ Moore and James Cook for Mixon and Ayuk. If you're talking about in fantasy, I prefer Mixon and Ayuk. I think DJ Moore could have a big year, but I'm not sold on James Cook. And DJ Moore, I do think he's going to get number one corner attention. I do like him. I do think if you were drafting DJ Moore, I'd like him. But Mixon and Ayuk, I think combined will get you more points. I'd like them. LRK425, you're exactly right. Keep tapping that screen, everybody. Hit that like button as many times as you can. Lane Thomas, over half a hit. This has been a really good trend of late. But before we get to that, I promised one of my favorite plays of the day, Anthony Volpe, over half a strikeout. This is a no-brainer every single day, everybody. This is one of those plays, you just close your eyes and you just do it. You don't even think about it. Over half a strikeout has been so consistent. So consistent, over half a strikeout for this kid. I'm taking it every single day. Minus 235, don't care. Add it as the leg of a parlay. Dude strikes out a frickin' ton. He's a walking K. I'm amazed he doesn't have the name Colby. So anyways, Anthony Volpe. I'm taking him on the strikeout. Now, the question that we just got in was about Lane Thomas over a half a hit. As I mentioned, has been a very consistent trend. 90% over the last 10 games, really consistent. Against a matchup with Seth Lugo. Does he have any stats against him? He actually does, which include a home run. 1 for 4 with a home run. Certainly like to see the home run as a part of those stats. Against right-handed pitching, 263 average. Over half a hit, yeah, I am going to take it. It is a bit chalky. Lane Thomas, over half a hit. I am going to take it, but it's a leg of a parlay. So we've thrown out a bunch of these leg of a parlay plays. Yo, you don't need to worry. We're talking fantasy all year long. We love fantasy football, so we're talking it all the time. We are going to have a lot of fantasy football shows, so make sure you subscribe to Butt Fumble Sports, because we're going to be talking fantasy football a lot. Believe it or not, we're actually entering mock draft season. Yes, mock draft season, everybody. We are almost there. I am getting my mock drafts ready. So everybody, we will have some mock draft shows over the next few weeks. So if you want to participate in our mock drafts or see how we either handle snake drafts or auction drafts, make sure you follow and subscribe to Butt Fumble Sports, because we are going to be covering a lot of fantasy football mock drafts, how you build your lineups, how you price players, who are we thinking are under the radar players, who are players to avoid. Bijan Robinson. Yeah, you may be surprised by some of the names we come up with. Can you run a league for subscribers? LRK425, I love it. Yes, we will. We will have a league. Butt Fumble Sports will have a league exclusively for subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to Butt Fumble Sports. Love that idea, LRK425. Great idea. Okay, we're going to do some reverse engineering now, everybody. We have about a half hour left of our show. We have some reverse engineering to do. Let's go look at some players we think are going to give up a walk today. Let's go look at walks. Tony Gonsolin, really strong play. 6 straight games in a row with this one. Like the play. I am going to take it. By the way, at home, 4 out of the last 5. You can put it on the board. This one can stand on its own. Had this one prior to the show. Tony Gonsolin, over 1.5 walks allowed. Looking for more of these? Tyler Anderson. 8 out of his last 9 games, this is cashed. Minus 135, taking it. Tyler Anderson, over 1.5 walks allowed. Are there any others that we like? Oviedo, not as strong an implied probability, but has been a very strong trend over the last 10 games against the Marlins. May want to consider it on the road. Not going to put it up on my board, but an interesting play nonetheless. Ryan Nelson, we talked about him earlier. We already have him on over walks allowed. Already a play we like. George Kirby, nope, not going to take that one. Kyle Bradish, nope, not going to take that one. But interestingly enough, Carlos Carrasco, if you can get him at 1.5, this has been a very strong play. This actually opened at 2.5 and has since come down to 1.5. I actually think that means it has come more into your favor. It is not something to avoid the line movement. I love this play. Carlos Carrasco over 1.5 walks. Absolutely, especially since I thought I was going to get knocked out of it at 2.5. Carlos Carrasco over 1.5 walks is a must play for me. Okay, Savali and Morton are two plays that Zodwick is interested in. Carrasco, I love. Carrasco, I absolutely love. However, that said, you also brought up Savali. Really good trend here. 4 straight games. The answer is yes, I would. Aaron Savali, over 1.5 walks allowed. You also, though, brought up Charlie Morton. And Charlie Morton, I like at 1.5. Here's the problem with Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's being offered at 2.5. The sportsbook's too wise to the fact that he allows too many walks. Even 2.5, frankly, is a strong trend. But I'm not going to touch this one. I'm going to avoid it because the 2.5 is a bit too rich for me. So he doesn't make it onto our big board. Let me give out a couple more WNBA picks. A couple more WNBA picks for you guys. I'm taking the Liberty on the money line. Very chalky play. Very chalky play. But I also do like the Liberty, the Mystics, Liberty. I'm taking the under. Want to show you what that under is available at for the WNBA. The trends favor the under in this game between the Mystics and the Liberty. Alternative lines on the WNBA are really good bets. Under 167.5. Bingo. I can get that at minus 175. Good odds. Good place to take it. Another play I'm going to make. Wings plus 2.5. The Wings are actually favored at minus 2.5, but I can buy them at plus 2.5 at minus 175. Like this play, everybody. Really like this one. And giving you one more WNBA pick. This is the last one I have. Wings, Sparks, over. Looking at where I could take this game on the over. Again, we're all about the alternative lines for the WNBA. I'll take the over 156.5. 156.5. And why do we love these alternative lines? Because if I just took this where it's offered at over 161.5 minus 109, fine, good play. But the fact I can move this line by this many points and it's only minus 165, that's a great play, everyone. I think the WNBA are some of the best bets to make every day. Mike Oxlong, would you touch Glasnow outs recorded? Absolutely not. Absolutely, I wouldn't touch it, Mike. If you pair a couple of long shots together a day out of what he puts out there, you're up big. LRK425 being our hype man over here. Doghouse breaks. Be very careful about your parlays now. Be careful. Jorge is asking about the Rangers and Yankees on the under. Love that idea. These are two, by the way, yes, the weather in this game suggests there are going to be home runs and there are going to be runs scored. However, the starting pitchers are elite. These two pitchers could be teammates in the All-Star game. Nathan Eovaldi, unbelievable stats this year. 9-3 at 2.80 ERA. On the other side, even better for Garrett Cole. Both of them have pitched well against the lineups that they'll be facing today. I think the under is the strong play. Under 9.5. That's what I take it at minus 195. Doesn't quite qualify as a parlay play, but certainly could add it in there. But I am going to take this one. I will take the Rangers, Yankees, under 9.5. I could see some runs scored. I could see some home runs. But I could also see this being a 5-4 game, and that keeps me under the 9.5. Let's do some reverse engineering on strikeouts really quickly. I've mentioned this because I'm curious to know what Garrett Cole is going off at for strikeouts. Implied probability on strikeouts. The favorite here, Cutter Crawford at 3.5. That's interesting. We've already taken Lorenzen. Daniel Lynch over 3.5. That's an interesting play. Not going to take it, but an interesting play nonetheless. Yuri Perez we took. Man, very interesting. Garrett Cole over 7.5. A terrible implied probability. He has hit over 8 in back-to-back games. Against the Rangers, how are the strikeout numbers? Wow, pretty high actually. Grossman, Semien, Tavares. Man, a lot of strikeout numbers. So, okay, not a play I'm going to make. Just curious what it was. Now you guys have seen. Pete Alonso, over half a hit. I'm not saying you shouldn't take it. I'm saying we aren't. So that's one where we got burned the last 2 days, but don't think it's a terrible play, actually. Think this is probably a good matchup for him to get a hit. If I had any footballs, I'd probably go with it. Let's look at it. Pete Alonso over half a hit really is a good play. Good implied probability. He's just been struggling a little bit in terms of the bets that we've been putting on him. 360 average. All right, you guys talked me into it. I am going to take it. You guys talked me into it. Pete Alonso over half a hit. All right, Pete, it's on you, buddy. Minus 190, so there you go. Not a parlay play. Appreciate all of those watching the show. We have hit a bunch more likes. We have some more long ball, long shots of the day to give out. And I actually am going to give out a Yankee to hit a home run. I already did give out Giancarlo Stanton. I'm also going to give out Anthony Rizzo. And I'll show you why. Anthony Rizzo, over half a home run. 19% implied probability, plus 425. But his stats against Eovaldi are really good. 417 average with a home run. They're even better if I extend it out beyond 2018, which is what we're limited to on the app Outlier. If we look at overall half a hit, no brainer here. Over half a hit, absolutely taking this. Anthony Rizzo, over half a hit, really strong play. We can get it at minus 200. Technically, it qualifies as a parlay play. How about hits, runs, and RBIs? 1.5, not as good an implied probability. I'm only showing you this to show you why we like what we do. Over half a hit's the play. Charlie Morton, under 6.5 strikeouts. By the way, why are the Mets game totals so high yesterday and today they can't hit? I don't know. It's a good question. Jorge, your second celebrity shot, let's get it up on the board, is going to be Yuri Perez, over 5.5 strikeouts. Bingo. Okay, Doghouse Breaks, you're looking at Charlie Morton under his strikeout total. Under his strikeout total. 6.5, the under. Man, he's actually been hitting on this. Wow. I wouldn't dare take it. I know the numbers against him by the Reds aren't... I'm not going to touch this one. Surprised that it's that high. Not going to touch it, Doghouse Breaks. Let's get another Stealing is Sharing pick on the board. Stealing is Sharing. If you guys share the channel, we'll give out a pick. Here's another stolen base pick for you. We will take... We'll take Bobby Witt Jr. By the way, it's not that we're taking him. It's players I already have written on my notes. I'm just thinking of which one I want to give out right now. Bobby Witt Jr., he's facing Tyler Glasnow, who has a big windup. Just gives up a lot of stolen bases. Hard for him to hold runners. Stolen bases, Bobby Witt Jr., 31% implied probability on this one. One of the reasons we like it. Hasn't been a hot trend of late, but the plus 220, I do like this one, Bobby Witt Jr. Now, it's all about, can he get on base? Over half a hit, over half a base, Over half a base coming in at minus 190, 66% implied probability. Throw it up there as well, everybody. Bobby Witt Jr. Boom. Over half a base. Jorge, thank you for sharing the channel. Let's give out another stolen base pick of the day. Another player we think is going to get a stolen base will be Corbin Carroll, the speedster from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Looking at Corbin Carroll. Stolen base, 23% implied probability, plus 330 on the odds. How about over half a base? Can we get that? Probably not. It's probably 1.5. Yep, right about that. How about over half a hit? Nope, it's 1.5. Hits, runs, and RBIs, 2.5. So unfortunately, not a good play anywhere that I see it. Corbin Carroll, maybe over half a single. That's the best play that I see. So I would take that. That's the only play that I like. Corbin Carroll over half a single. Bingo. Okay. We have about 20 minutes left of our show, everybody. By the way, big shout out to a new subscriber, YW21. Big shout out to our boy Yoni. Thank you so much to subscribe. Thank you for subscribing on TikTok Live. I hope all of you are subscribing on TikTok Live, as we have just determined we will create a fantasy league for this upcoming football season that will be exclusively for the subscribers of TikTok Live on TikTok, or I should say TikTok Live subscribers. So, Yoni, welcome to the new fantasy league. You will be a part of that now that you're subscribing here at Fumble Sports. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hope you enjoy everything that we do here at Fumble Sports. We are working our way through our 2-hour show. We have about 20 minutes left, probably a little bit less because I'll want to publish these on our website a little bit ahead of time. That way you guys can get all of these picks and you don't have to worry about missing any of the picks that we like today. Slowly I'll scroll through what we have on the board. A bunch of MLB game picks up on the board. Some player prop bets as well, ones we like prior to the show, and those that we've done our research on during the show. We also have some WNBA picks. These are all ones that we had loaded up prior to the show, our long ball long shots of the day, and our stealing a sharing stolen base picks of the day, and your celebrity shots. If any of you have a favorite pick of the day and it's not on the board yet, get those picks in, everybody. Tito's Full Send, Mike Oxlong, LRK425, Joe Warren, Zodwick, Top Dog, Macy Toru, Kyle Klein, and Jorge are up on our board. Make sure you're a part of the Fumble Sports community, and make sure you get your celebrity shots up on the board. We keep track of them. That way you can be a part of the show every day and play along from home. If you're watching on YouTube, Kick, or Twitch, you also can get your celebrity shots on the board, so do not hesitate, everybody. Get those picks in. We have another stolen base pick to give out. Next one we're going to give out is going to be Stephen Kwan. Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. Let's go look at Stephen Kwan. Stephen Kwan, over half a stolen base, 23% implied probability, plus 340. There you go. That's a good play, everybody. Now, can we get him on half a hit? Nope, 1.5. Bastard. Bases, 1.5. Bastard. Hits, runs, and RBIs. There you go. 1.5 is the best play. Has actually been a pretty good trend of late. Corbin Burns, no stats against him, but against right-handed pitching this year, he has had more stolen bases than anyone else on the Guardians. Not going to throw up the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, but just showing you a play we could take. Over half a single would probably actually, once again, be the pick I'd like to make. Because if he's going to get a stolen base, he's got to get on base. Over half a single. That's been a good trend, 4 straight games. So I will throw that one out there. Stephen Kwan, over half a single. And by the way, because we're taking it on over half a single, the odds are minus 170. That makes it a non-parlay play. Don't need to put on our parlay leg symbol. We're good on that one. Albert Einstein, the smartest man in our group chat, is now putting his celebrity shot on the board. Albert Einstein equals MC squared. Is that what we're putting on here? Theory of... Oh, it's Drew Waters. Let's look at Drew Waters over half... Drew Waters over half a base. Drew Waters of the Kansas City Royals over half a base. 53% implied probability, but a very good trend of late. Very good trend. Einstein knows what he's talking about here. So, Drew Waters over half a base. Okay, Einstein, putting that brain to the test. Hope you guys are loving our show today. If you do love our show, make sure you follow us. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're one of the 47,000 followers that we have on TikTok Live. Love having you a part of this community. If you guys don't know it, we say it every day. We are so grateful for your support. This is what we do full time. We are a full-time sports content company. We do shows every single day. Tomorrow, our show will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So I'll already start letting you guys know our show tomorrow is at 1 p.m. Eastern. So Fumble Sports is live on Monday, June 26th at 1 p.m. EST. By the way, we will do a better job of letting you guys know our times. I will post on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, every one of our platforms, Twitter as well, when we are live tomorrow. So make sure you guys are joining us live tomorrow. Make sure you're with us live at 1 p.m. tomorrow. We still have about 10 minutes left of our show today. So get your questions in, get your picks in. Running out of time, everybody. Running out of time before we end our show. So get those picks in. If you have a celebrity shot, it needs to be on our big board. Join Albert Einstein and the rest of our famous bettors. Make sure you get your picks in, everybody. Final few minutes of the show. And, of course, check out our picks immediately after our show at buttfumblesports.com. If you're curious, what's our website look like? Here it is, buttfumblesports.com. You can check out our blogs, our content that we put out every day, an immediate link to our show in case you don't know when we're going to be live. We have our merchandise store, and of course, always feel free to contact us. Had a great conversation earlier this week with one of our loyal viewers, LRK425. I just want to say, LRK425, I had so much fun talking to you. I'm going to reach back out to you tomorrow. It's my father's birthday, so we'll avoid our conversation today. But that said, LRK425, he had the cojones to reach out, contact us, and say, hey, how can I be a part of this great company? What can I do? I want to support Butt Fumble Sports, and we are taking advantage of LRK425 being a part of this great team. We're going to do some great work together. So if you guys want to join the team, don't hesitate. Reach out to us. As you can tell, we're pretty friendly. Farika, so great to see you. Hope you're having a great day, Farika. Farika, I don't think we've ever had a celebrity shot from you. Farika, have you ever put a celebrity shot on the big board? I don't believe you have. If you want your favorite pick of the day thrown up on the big board, let us know. Share it with us in the chat. Jorge, thoughts on Taco Fall joining the Mavs? I don't really have a big reaction to it. I think Taco Fall has proven he's just kind of a deep bench player at this point. But here's my one thing I'll say. I thought the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA draft. I thought they were one of the 2 or 3 teams that did the most to help themselves get better for next year. I think the Dallas Mavericks made a big step forward, like what they did. Obviously, they still need to get Kyrie Irving back. Not because I actually like him on their team, but if they do lose him, it means they gave up too much capital, too many assets for a guy who was only a rent-a-player. So I do think it would be in their benefit to get Kyrie Irving for this next upcoming season. But I do think they're taking steps in the right direction. The only problem is they are running out of time. Luka Doncic, yes, he's going to get that Supermax, and I'm sure he'll sign, that the Dallas Mavericks will be the favorite to sign him. But honestly, I think the Mavericks need to make another playoff push if they're going to keep Luka in Dallas long term. Farika, not big into baseball, okay. Farika, if you like something else, let us know. But I will say, if you guys aren't big baseball fans, I know we do a lot of baseball. We also do put out WNBA picks almost every day. We have NASCAR picks for you. We're going to put up our NASCAR picks up on our website after the show as well, so you can check out those NASCAR picks. G-Clips, up on the celebrity big board. G-Clips is 2-0, so let's see if G-Clips can move to 3-0. By the way, Farika, love that you're here to learn. If you want to learn more about sports betting, baseball, anything, you've come to the right place, Farika. We are here to teach. We're here to give you information. We're hoping this is a very safe space. Tony Gonsolin, under 5 hits. Tony Gonsolin, under 5 hits allowed. Let's look at it, G-Clips. Now, we like Tony Gonsolin on walks, but that wouldn't conflict on the hits. Tony Gonsolin, under 5.5 hits allowed. Really strong trend. I'm going to do you the favor on this one, G-Clips, and I'm going to add the hook in your favor, because that's the bet we're seeing. You could get that at, by the way, you could get it at minus 170. Did miss on the last one, but prior to that, have been one of the most consistent plays across baseball. I do like this one as well. Going to throw it up on my big board. Good find by G-Clips. Tony Gonsolin, under 5.5 hits allowed. Now, I do want to get another long ball, long shot of the day up on our big board, and it does come from this game. Now, Hunter Brown doesn't have stats against the starters of the Dodgers that he'll be facing, but against right-handed pitching this year, Freddie Freeman sitting .317 with 5 home runs. I am taking Freddie Freeman to hit a home run today. Let me show you what those odds are up on our big board. That's Freddie Freeman on a home run. 39 plus 475 is a good play for us. I'm taking it. Freddie Freeman to hit a home run. And again, if I'm looking at the weather using our ballparkpal.com, home runs, yes, up 13% on this one. Wind blowing out in a direction that favors Freddie Freeman. Let's also look at over. Can we get over half a hit? Probably not. 1.5. How about total bases? 1.5. Not a good play. Hits, runs, and RBIs, 1.5. That's the play for us. Hasn't been a stronger trend of late, but I'm bucking it. I'm going with Freddie Freeman on this one, taking him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Final few minutes of the show, everybody. Get those picks in. Final few minutes. Jorge's asking, do the Heat trade Tyler Hero? I actually think the train has kind of sailed on that one. Unless it's for Bam Adebayo, I don't see them trading Tyler Hero. If I were them, I would, though. I think Tyler Hero has shown you what he is, and I do think there is a ceiling to his level of play. He is a good player. He is not a great player. Package him, a couple of picks, and another role player or two, and go get Dame Lillard. Go get somebody who's really going to advance your chances of winning a championship. By the way, Candyman is in the chat. Candyman, we have some WNBA picks. I'd be curious to know if you agree or disagree with any of those we put up on the board. We are running out of time in our show, everybody. So if you do have celebrity shots that you want up on our board, running out of time, get them in. About 4 minutes left of our show. 4 minutes left of our show, everybody. Candyman is taking his celebrity shot. Is going to be Suns -3 in the first half. Candyman up on the board. Our resident WNBA bettor, Connecticut Sun, and you are taking them to cover 3.5 in the first half. So, -3 first half. Now, for the game, I do have the Sky covering, but I have them at very big spreads. The -3 in the first half is what Candyman likes. Final few minutes of the show, everybody. Want to give a big shout out to YW21, the man known as Yoni. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to what will be a fantasy league for Butt Fumble Sports subscribers. If you guys want to be a part of our fantasy football league, we will have exclusively for subscribers. So if you guys want to be a part of that league, make sure you subscribe to TikTok Live. Jorge said it right. Where else can you find this much research, this many picks? We work hard to show you good trends. And again, For all those who are watching the show for the first time, we don't give out plays without doing our research, finding trends, finding data that support it. So whether it's the player's stats against the split, home, road, righty versus lefty, or how they've been doing of late, we try to find good trends. So it's not a gut play. It's not a player that we like, a fan favorite. It's not our favorite team. We find the data, we give out the trends, and hopefully you guys cash the tickets. Okay, we have had an hour and 55-minute show. You guys have been unbelievable today. Unbelievable support you guys show us every day. I am going to jump off a little bit early today because I want to throw these up onto our website one more time. Our website is buttfumblesports.com. That's buttfumblesports.com. If you want to check out all of our content, our store, and of course all the picks, we will throw those up there right now. We have one last celebrity shot to throw up there. Just getting it in time. We have 2 celebrity shots. The last few minutes of the show, 2 celebrity shots that are coming in just under the wire. Real Boudreaux is taking Luis Medina over, and you're giving 3.5 strikeouts. Okay, on the board. And Jose Abreu, Dante is taking Jose Abreu over 0.5 strikeout. Those are the last celebrity shots we've got up on the big board, everybody. All of those who watched the show today, thank you so much for being a part of our show every single day, contributing. We will throw up all of our picks up on our website right now. So make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That's buttfumblesports.com. You can check out all of our picks. We're about to put them up right this second, everybody. So appreciate you watching the show. As I say every single day, I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Make sure you continue to follow Butt Fumble Sports. We are live at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Live at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure you join us. We are live at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Can't wait to see you all again. Hopefully you catch